Hello, everyone who are already subscribed, and to new subscribers, welcome to Angel Blood on Light. This is Giovanni White, and I'm happy that you're here. Now, I had thought about making a video on this topic like a long time ago, and so it just kind of came to me since I was watching a video about Baphomet, and it's on the topic of Knights Templar. So I just figured I'd just like jump in on the bandwagon, talk about it, because I know the Baphomet has started out with the Knights Templar many centuries ago, and now maybe some of them believe that Baphomet was an actual deity, like people today believe so. Sadly, there are people who believe Baphomet is Satan, which is far from the truth. Um, but Baphomet is simply just a symbol, and I'm gonna dive deep into that. I'm gonna say that even those on the left hand path had their claims of meeting Baphomet in the astral realm. I would say it's not the actual thing, Baphomet. It's not an actual entity, although what they experienced was a thought form that they created. They created that manifestation of Baphomet appeared to them, just like they created their ideology, a thought form of Lucifer. Well, Lucifer is literally just a title. I had to go charge my microphone. Anyways, yes, Lucifer is a title that represents light barrier. But most people think that Lucifer is an actual entity of destruction, an entity that fell from heaven, which, the great fall actually represents us, humanity, falling from our grace and then be stuck into that ego mindset. Not actually stuck, but like we're in this cycle of, people were mostly spiritual like centuries ago, and then we went through that great fall, and then like ended up into the ego within this flesh, this three-dimensional consciousness. And so now in this age of Aquarius, as I said, in the cycle was continuing. So we're rising back up with so much enlightenment and knowledge of spiritual practices. But like there are people who are stuck in the age of Pisces who are trying to demonize these practices that's always been around for centuries, for so long. But this is not about Lucifer. This is about Eliphas Levi's Baphomet, even though Baphomet was known way back in the, I believe, year 1098. It was mentioned in the First Crusade in a letter by a man. Now, I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but the Baphomet was like just brought out so many times. Some people believe that they have a theory that it represents Muhammad, but some people believe that Baphomet is, like I said, Satan, which is not. But Satan is adopted the Baphomet symbol, like Anton LaVey, when he founded the Church of Satan in 1966. He used the Baphomet's head within the symbol itself with the Hebrew letters and counterclockwise that says Leviathan. And so now this is what I believe that what it all started, that they believe Baphomet was Satan just because of Levian Satanism. And so it just went from there, and horror movies and TV shows, that ideology that Baphomet is Satan, and using the black goat in the movie called The Witch. I believe that it released 2014, 2015. And, it's just all these things that they dramatize in movies and TV shows, like I said. And if you like break all that down and then just like destroy all of that false perception and then actually look deeper and then understand things from a higher perception and then learn the history and stuff and how things started and like the root of it, you start to understand a lot more better. Like, like I said, the Baphomet is just a symbol, it symbolizes the balance of all things, the go head for animal, the human body for the human, the man, and then you have the breast represents the feminine, the rod that is the caduceus, with the serpents wrapped around it, represents the masculine, and then you have like the fish scales of the lower body, the lower torso represents water, the wings represents air, the torch not only represents knowledge, which the Gnostics understand, the energy, that knowledge coming down, basically when you're meditating, and then you get in that, receiving that knowledge, the downloads that we were calling it from God. But it also represents the fire element. And then the Baphomet sitting on the earth represents the element earth. And so, on his arms, says Kogula and Solve. Which basically mean like dissolving, and the opposite of dissolving, which, things like solidify, like things become harder, so it's just that as above so below duality of things. And so there's like that alchemical understanding, like I said, as above so below, because regardless of these different perceptions, it all still relates to one thing. It's like, both sides of the same coin type of thing. Despite the different viewpoints of something, it still can represent the same thing. Like different religions, you read these different books. Like I never read the Torah, I did read the Bible, not all of it, but a lot of these different paths have the same message. It's just that they're explained differently based on different experiences, but there's still that same lesson behind them. So they all are on their same mission, that is, spiritual enlightenment. And, like the Bible and the Torah or whatnot, it's like our handbook of life. Like you have a video game and you open the case and there's a handbook right next to the disc or the cartridge. Like in old video games, they used to have the books, but I don't know, some do still. I know the Switch games, they don't have the booklet that explains the game and how you play and stuff like that. So, to me, that's, what it's like, operating this systematic and this mental matrix that we're in, it's like a game. So this is our booklet to learn how to have that relationship with Yahweh and operate through life. So, Baphomet is not a demon, it's not Satan, it's simply a symbol. But people who experience Baphomet in the astral, or evoking Baphomet through like a ritual or ceremony, they're just evoking the thought form that they've created of the Baphomet. Same with Lucifer and Satan. They're just conjuring up that energy that they've created, the idea of these entities, which those are just thought forms. But Lucifer and Satan are just titles. That represents the higher self, or Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, and the adversary, the one that opposes that, the ego self, the lower self. So it's like I said, you dissect these things and then you learn more and more about it and the history on it that started at the root of it. And then, you ask, the Most High for you to understand these things a lot more better, and then it'll start to come to you. Because when you surrender that ego and you're not being lied to, you're actually getting downloads, receiving, so much information that, other people are telling you from their ego and not from, the higher self, and their heart and whatnot. So yes, there's like a lot of people who would mislead and want to keep people in that ignorance, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, the more you know, the better.